All right, I guess we're going to get started here. Um, First thing I'm going to do is I want to go over um, some what I think are pretty important pieces because I have a lot of people who are unclear of the direction for Get Fit. So when we started building the community, we had a lot of new builders who were coming in and were sharing Get Fit. And what we had done was we had offered promotions for the builders and their teams. And what everybody was doing was buying the miners in a bundle. Okay, so you were buying the Omega miners. And I think that one thing that people are missing is that Get Fit is a game, okay? And part of this game is acquiring these miners. You need these miners to plug into the system in order to do the move to earn mining and to get the tokens from that proof of physical activity. They start at it's at the Lenny level actually, which is a 50% mining power for that miner. Then it goes to the primary miner. Then you upgrade to the ultra miner. Then you upgrade to the alpha miner. And then you merge your alphas for an omega. But when we were doing the promotion, everybody was able to come in and just get started with the omega miners. That means you got to go all the way and level up to the highest level miner in the GetFit mining system. You didn't have to mint primary and evolve it to an ultra and evolve it to an alpha and then merge it to the omega. You just jumped straight to the omega, the highest mining power of all our miners. Can you please mute your mic? Anybody who's got background noise? Thank you. So that's the first thing, okay? Second thing was we were not using our native tokens because talking to the builders when we got started, it was a general agreement that people who are building would rather use the B&B so that they could easily convert it to a stable token and cash it out on their commissions. And so we agreed to use the B&B to purchase those Omega miners. Now, by doing that, we cut out the ecosystem. One of the biggest questions that people have right now are concerning liquidity. And it's really important for everybody to understand that this is a community driven project with a self sustaining ecosystem. So, what that means is that the project itself is not going to drive up the market value of the token. And so, a lot of people have said, well, a lot of our people are waiting for the market value of the token to go up before they share it. And my response to them is this: well, we're all going to be sitting here waiting for a long time because the project itself is not designed to drive up the market value. It's only designed to stabilize the market value based on what the community is doing. So if people are sharing Get Fit, if people love the concept, if people are getting started using the Get Fit system and application, what that means is people are going to the open market, to the exchange, to PancakeSwap. They're buying the GFAM token so that they can mint the miners so they can get started in the GetFit mining application. They can begin playing the game. You have to have a miner in order for this system to work. So what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to share my screen because I want to be able to share with you a presentation. It's very, very short. I was more or less, I guess, trying to do the whiteboard effect so that people could kind of visualize it. So there's no fanciness here. Um, Let me get rid of this video thing here. Okay, I'm sharing that. Let me get rid of this. And let me go to my keynote. Let me bring this over. Sorry, guys. And I'm going to play the screen share, but I'm going to start with the first slide. So there's no fancy introduction. I'm just simply going to start sharing with you how all of this works, because I want everybody to really be able to understand it. And I'm always being told that a lot of people don't have a clear direction or don't understand how GetFit actually works. So I'm hoping that this is going to help everybody understand this. The first thing I want to talk about is liquidity. And there's a difference between liquidity and a liquidity pool. Okay, liquidity is what allows you to be able to buy, sell, and swap those tokens. The liquidity pool is the collection of funds that are locked in smart contracts, and they're used to facilitate the trading on whatever trading pair it is that you're using. Now for GetFit, our base token is GFAM and MoveQuest. And the quote token is the USDT. Okay, that is how they are paired. Oh, hold on here, let me get back over to my, okay. Now, liquidity is added in equal amounts. What this means is, if liquidity is gonna be added into the pool, it has to be an equal value. The reason it's an equal value is because it's not affecting the market value of that token. So for example, if $1,000 of GFAM is paired to $1,000 of USDT, that's an equal value on the base token and on the quote token. Same thing with MoveQuest. If $1,000 of MoveQuest is paired to $1,000 of USDT, it's injected as liquidity. It doesn't decrease the market value. It doesn't increase the market value. It stabilizes the current market value of the token. In this case, the token market value would be equal to $1. Now, if a person sells $100 of GFAM, it's going to deduct $100 from USDT, because a person, when they sell GFAM, they're adding GFAM to the liquidity pool, and in return, they're taking USDT out of the liquidity pool. So it's going to deduct $100 of USDT, and it's going to put $100 of GFAM into that pool. What this does is it decreases the value of the base token. So in this case, if somebody sold $100 of GFAM, it would add $100 into the liquidity. So instead of there being $1,000 worth of GFAM, there's now $1,100 worth of GFAM. And in return, they took $100 of USDT out of the pool. And so now it left $900 of USDT. Now you have that imbalance in the pool. It's no longer balanced. So now you have a token market value for GFAM of 90 cents. Now, if a person buys $100 of GFAM, it's going to add $100. I have this wrong. It's going to remove, I just copied and pasted this, so ignore what I just put here. In fact, let me fix it while I'm on this so that nobody confuses it. If a person buys $100 of GFAM, it's going to deduct. Here it's going to deduct it, and it's going to add. Sorry, guys. I put this together pretty quickly this morning. All right, now let me go back up here, and we'll play this again. Let me get back to my spot. I want to make sure everybody understands this, because this is a very important part of the GetFit Mining system. All right, now if a person buys $100 of GFAM, it's going to deduct $100 from GFAM, and it's going to add $100 back to the USDT. Okay, now the GFAM has increased in value because a person took $100 of GFAM out of the pool and in return added $100 back. Now GFAM is back at $1. So the liquidity injection, it stabilizes the market value of the token. Now, if the community isn't growing, if you're waiting to share GetFit, the token, there's not a demand for that GFAM. When you share this amazing project and we start to build the community, it creates a demand for the GFAM. And that means people need to go to the exchange. They need to buy the GFAM so they can mint those miners. Now, when we ran the promotion, this is the piece that wasn't happening. You didn't have to go to the exchange and buy the GFAM to purchase the Omegas because we were using BNB. Now, to explain why we did go that route and to justify the reasoning behind that is because you skipped all the way through to owning Omegas, and that cut out the use of the ecosystem. So what you would have seen in this case, while commissions were being earned from selling the Omegas, is that people would have been selling the GFAM more than what they are right now. But because we weren't using the ecosystem, there wouldn't have been any liquidity that was being added to the pool. So now we're going to go on to the next slide and we're going to talk about the ecosystem. You mint the miners using GFAM. You have to have these miners in order to participate, okay? There's just no way out of it. Now the ecosystem, the game, it begins with minting those miners and then evolving them. When you evolve the miners, you're upgrading them. So if you have Bob the Builder, you can evolve Bob the Builder to a primary. With Bob the Builder, you'll use the GFAM token to upgrade to a primary miner. From the primary miner, you would have to use USDT to upgrade to the Ultra miner. And then you use USDT to upgrade from the Ultra to the Alpha miner. And then you use USDT to merge two alphas so that you get one Omega. When we were doing the promotion, we were not using the evolution piece. The evolution is what is providing liquidity to the liquidity pool. The mining dock, when you unlock the mining dock slots, it uses the MoveQuest. Now, GFAM and MoveQuest are utility tokens. This is the use of those tokens within our ecosystem. So when you unlock the mining dock using the MoveQuest, this is liquidity. When you submit that proof of physical activity, for the simple fact of making it simple for our users, anything you do on a blockchain requires blockchain fees. Okay, you're going to have to pay blockchain fees. There's just no way around it. You've got the excellence of, using a decentralized platform. Everything is recorded to the blockchain. Everything is transparent. You are in control of your finances. There's no central authority here. I don't manage your money. The developers don't manage your money. There's not a company managing your money. Everything is done here instant and in real time because it's all on chain. And so you're always going to have BNB available so that when you mint the miners, when that smart contract creates that miner for you, it's recorded to the blockchain. You have to pay the blockchain fee. That requires BNB. We use GFAM because that's our token. And that's the utility behind that token is minting that miner. When you evolve those miners, you still have to have BNB because when you evolve those miners, it's recording it to the blockchain. And so you got to pay the BNB. Same thing with the mining dock. When you plug in a miner into that mining dock, when you unlock a mining dock slot, it's all recorded to the blockchain. You have to have BNB to cover those fees. When you submit that proof of physical activity, it's recorded to the blockchain. We don't store that in the servers. It's recorded to the blockchain. You have to use BNB. Now, this is part of our ecosystem, the submission of that proof of physical activity. And so there's an in-app fee, and it averages around 10 cents per miner per submission. Now, those fees will increase as the market value of the token increases. Why? Because this also is going to be adding liquidity. When we have a user base of 10,000, 15,000, 25,000 people, 100,000 people, that submission of that proof of physical activity, that becomes major daily liquidity. Right now, it's not, because our community is just starting to grow. It's just starting to increase in size. When you claim those tokens, same thing. You're making a call to a smart contract. It's recorded to the blockchain, so you have to have BNB in your wallet. There's also an in-app fee. It's 10 cents per each claim that you do. So if you claim every 10 days, it's only going to cost you 10 or 11 cents for that in-app fee, plus whatever the blockchain charges you. We don't have any control over those fees on the blockchain. If you claim every 10 days, it's still an in-app fee of 10 or 11 cents. So you can save money if you claim every 10 days, or you let them, build up and you claim them when you need them. That's one way that you can save on those blockchain fees. Challenges. When you create a challenge, when you join a challenge, you're going to have the option. If you create that challenge, you can pay the in-app fee using GFAM, using MoveQuest, and it's going to be recorded to the blockchain. So you have to have BNB in that internal wallet. When you lease the miners, it's the same thing. You'll have the choice. When you lease that miner out, are you going to pay the fees in GFAM? Are you going to pay them in MoveQuest? And then, of course, you got to have that BNB. When you level up through the arenas to reach the Hall of Fame, when you are buying boosts, or when you're buying mystery boxes or gems or anything else that we have within the ecosystem, you'll have the choice to use GFAM or MoveQuest. And all of this is adding liquidity. This right here, what you see, minting your miners, that is not part of the ecosystem itself. Minting those miners is actually outside of the ecosystem. That GFAM that you're using, it serves two purposes, well, three purposes really. Minting your miners, paying commissions for people who are helping us build a community, and it removes GFAM from circulation, because whatever is not spent or paid out as commissions through a smart contract is returned to the vault so that it cannot be sold on the open exchange. So this is the ecosystem. And this is where you are able to stabilize the market value of the token. So it's critical that everybody understands this. The market value of the tokens are not going to increase in value unless the community is growing. The community needs to grow. Now, what makes something go viral? When the token prices are going up in value. So I know a lot of people have come back, because I left a message in Telegram that said, listen, guys, if you don't have to sell the token for the next 6 to 8 weeks, try not to do that, because it's not that I'm telling you not to sell them. If you got to sell them, sell them. But you guys, we're at a critical point right now. We are building this community. We have spent the last 2.5 years developing this platform. There is no platform like this in the entire world. We are the only one who has a self-funding ecosystem. There is not a project out there that does what we do. They always ask the community to provide the liquidity, but that is an unstable way of handling a liquidity pool for any project, which is why all of these projects fail. One, they don't have utility behind their token, 90% of them. And then they rely on the community to provide the liquidity. That means you have to go and create that pair. A person would go buy the token, the base token, they would buy the quote token in equal value, and you would inject that liquidity so that you could earn some, fees, with some rewards on the transaction fees. But at the same time, you get to pull that liquidity whenever you want to. And so what that does is it creates an unstable market, because you don't know when the community is going to pull that liquidity. So when you mint the miners, you're driving up the market value. And when you're using the ecosystem, the more people submitting, the more people claiming, the more people joining and creating challenges, leasing the miners, leveling up, going through the arenas, the boosts, the mystery boxes, the gems. You have to go to the exchange and you're buying these tokens, or you're mining them. If you're mining them, you're using them, which is bringing them back into the system, which is pairing them to the USDT and injecting it as liquidity. So if you are creating a challenge and you use GFAM, that's paired to USDT through the evolution, because the evolution is bringing in USDT. Challenges are bringing in GFAM or MoveQuest. So those two tokens are paired and injected as liquidity. So using the ecosystem, it's stabilizing the market value of the token. So what doesn't exist here is those pump and dumps that you see everywhere. They do a major, massive pre-sale of their tokens before they develop their project. So they already have diluted the market value. And then they go to the community and they ask the community to add that liquidity. So now you've got all these people who are rushing to the pool to buy up as much of the token as they can, which is driving up the market value based on whatever liquidity is there. And then you've got all of your massive holders who got tons of tokens early on during the development of the project, waiting for everybody to finish buying, because that's part of the hype and the ploy. Oh, we're adding liquidity, go buy, 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 buy. And then they all get together and say, okay, it's time to sell. And then they dump all of those tokens. And then 9 times out of 10, the project is on fail level. And then what happens? There's a rug pull. And then the project goes away. This happens all the time. That's not how GetFit was created. It has a utility and a use for the token, and it's got an ecosystem that sustains it. So when the community loves the project and they go out and they begin sharing it, the demand for that GFAM token is here. You're driving up the market value. Same thing with the mining dock. Once you've minted those miners, you have to plug them into the mining dock. So people have to have the MoveQuest token. And so they go to the open market, they buy the MoveQuest, they unlock the mining dock slots, and that drives up the market value. So is everybody understanding how this ecosystem works? And so you don't want to wait to share the project, because we're not like your 99.99999% of the projects out there who are just going to pump up the price, inject liquidity, and then you go out and share it and hope that everybody gets in as quick as they can before the rug pull and the dump happens. Okay, that isn't here. This is built just like and on the concept of like what Bitcoin or Ethereum was built on. Okay, you've got a project, you've got a use case for the token, and if the community loves it, if the community is building, it's driving up the market value. Using the ecosystem is stabilizing the market value that the community has said the token is worth. So I hope everybody is understanding exactly what I am saying here. So just to reiterate, minting the miners, this is where everything in GetFit happens, okay? And it's using the GFAM. Minting those miners creates that demand. So when you're sharing GetFit, it's building the community. It's creating the demand for the miners, which is creating the demand for the token. If there's no demand for the miners, then there's no demand for the token, then there's not going to be any increase in the market value of the token. How do we build a community? Because people begin to share it. People get excited about it. They love what we've put together. There is nothing on this planet that does what we do. I'm going to tell you right now, if you haven't been successful in crypto, you can be here. If you haven't made money in crypto, you can make it here. If you've been a part of rug pulls, that doesn't exist here. If you've been involved in projects that didn't have any utility for their token, that doesn't exist here. This is a genuinely built project that is managed by smart contracts, and the community drives the project. If the community isn't driving the project, it isn't going anywhere. And there is absolutely nothing that I can do about that. So I hope everybody gets that. When you say you're waiting for us to drive up the market value of the token, that is not our job. Our job was to build the most phenomenal project that exists on this entire planet, present it to the population of people who want to change their lives physically and financially, and you are the people who are going to drive this project to the next level. We've given you the tools to do it, and it is an amazing project. So I hope everybody is understanding exactly what this is, okay? The evolution, the mining dock, submitting that proof of physical activity, claiming your tokens, creating challenges, leasing out your miners, leveling up, the arenas, the boosts, the mystery boxes, the gems, everything that happens within the ecosystem, that's what is going to provide that liquidity. So when you're asking us Why is there low liquidity? Why is the market value low? Well, there's no demand for the token because the community needs to build. There is no injection of liquidity because we've just turned on that ecosystem again from using and running those promotions. So when you begin to evolve those miners and you unlock the mining dock slots, you start submitting the proof of physical activity. This is where all the magic happens. But it's up to the community. This isn't like anything you've ever seen. So you've got to reset your thought process, because the way crypto actually is right now, with 99% of the projects, now I'm not talking blockchain and things like that. Those are self-funded ecosystems as well. I'm talking about these project creators who create projects that don't have utility behind their token, who don't have a self-funding ecosystem, who only put all of the fees that are charged to the community into their own pocket. Okay, that is a real crappy way to build a crypto project. The community, if you're engaged, that's what provides liquidity. Now, I want to move on to the next thing, which is I'm going to share with you, because I've had several people ask me, would you just share how this ecosystem affects the liquidity and the market value of the token? So I went and got what was in the liquidity pool, if I can find my numbers here, and I'm going to set what the price currently is at. Let me go find my notes on my thousands of sheets of paper here. Hang on, guys. Where did I put it at? Well, I guess I'll go get them again, because I don't know what I did with it. So it happens that I have too much paper here. So let me go find my, let's go here. I need my other Chrome, this one here. Okay, so it is, what's in the pool? 6,677 USDT, 5,991,000. What's the price? 0.00111455. Honestly, guys, that's pathetic when you see that. I mean, people, I'm just gonna be honest with you. If you're a part of a project that is just getting started, nobody really should be selling the tokens, because the market isn't there. I mean, there's not enough money when you sell those tokens to make it really worth your while. And I'm not saying that to be condescending or rude, but there is a level of responsibility when you're building a new project or you're a part of a new project, and that is to support that liquidity pool. And so when you go there and you sell those tokens, when there's really not liquidity to support it, you're not doing any favors for the project. I'm just going to be flat out. I don't care if it's GetFit or any project for that matter. That's what everybody's used to. Oh, I better get it before it's gone. But it's not going to be gone here because we have an ecosystem. If the community is small, it's only going to be a small liquidity pool. You see a small liquidity pool because we have a small community. When the community grows, you're going to see a deeper liquidity pool with more money inside it, with more trading value for you. But you got to let it get to that stable market value. But for whatever reason, people in our community don't do that. Many of you do. The majority of you do hold your tokens because you know what the value is going to be in the future. So I'm not telling you not to sell them. I just can't really understand why you are selling them. That makes zero sense to me at any level for any project, to be just quite honest with you. Okay, so let me get rid of that. So what I got to do is I have to add in what is currently in the liquidity pool for GFAM. There's 5,900,991,123, and then in USDT 6677. All right, that makes the market value 0.001111145. Okay, which is exactly what it is. So if we go back to Pancake Swap, you would see, let's say I probably dropped it down, market value 0.00111,455. We come back to the spreadsheet, 0.0011145. Okay, so this lets you know that we've got our numbers right. Now, right now, what's the current promo? You go and buy the MoveQuest token, and you unlock the mining dock, and you get 7 primary miners at no cost to you. Primary miners are $100 each. That's $700 worth of primary miners that you've received for $0. All you had to do was unlock that mining dock slot. That's a major promotion right there. If all of you who are here right now understand the significance of that, you were able to get the Omegas at the promo rate. But because you're here, unlocking that mining dock slot using the MoveQuest is going to get MoveQuest to the exchange faster. But when people claim those primary miners, in order to get to the Omega, they have to upgrade them through the evolution process, which is going to be injecting liquidity. So what are you doing? You're stabilizing the market value of the tokens that you are mining every single day. Then what we've done is until July 9th, we've discounted the primaries to $75. Okay, right now it's showing as $100 because that's normally what they are. And that would make them $525. In order to get to 7 Omegas, you need 14 primaries. So a person right now can unlock the mining dock slot for $180 of MoveQuest, and then they can go mint 7 more primaries for $525. Okay, now if you think about it, it's $1,400 for 14 primaries. Plus, it's $180 to unlock the mining dock slot. So that's $1,580. And what you did was you got the you got over a $900 discount. You got a $975, no, even more than that. $1,400 minus the $525. Sorry guys, my simple math is not as good as all the other stuff there. It's $5 and $8. $875 is what a person saved. They minted 7 more primary miners, which gives you a commission instantly that you can claim right through the smart contract. You don't have to wait for somebody to pay you. It's already there. It's escrowed in that smart contract. Because the minute a purchase is made, that smart contract says, oh, okay, this wallet, this wallet, this wallet, they have a commission coming. So all they have to do is come over here and claim it. So when you're sharing GetFit, a person unlocks the mining dock, they claim 7 primary miners for free for $700, and then they can go mint 7 more for $525. What that does is it removes 25% from the market because it goes back into the vault, because right now we're paying out 65%, sorry, 65, so that's 35%. It's pulling out 35%. I'm always playing with numbers. It's pulling out 35% that goes back into the vault, 65% in commissions. So 300 people who come in and mint these miners, I'm going to show you what it's going to drive the market value of the GFAM to. 8 cents. You guys, are you seeing that? That's just 300 people. Now, if everybody sells from their commissions, the lowest it's going to take it is 0.07 cents. Why? Because through the evolution, it generated $504,000 just from upgrading from a primary to an ultra, from an ultra to an alpha, and from an alpha to an omega. And right now, I don't even have that included here. So let's see. I'm going to add these back in the way they're supposed to be, which is the 40. Oh, I can't. Yeah, there we go. Okay, 40, and then it's 100, and then it is 120. Okay. So it's 580 or 714,000. That's added. Now remember, this come in USDT. So you take that $714,000 and you pair it to GFAM and MoveQuest. So it actually is providing $714,000 to GFAM and $714,000 to MoveQuest. Why? Because it's equal value. So you take the $714,000, you divide it by 2. So you're looking at about $357,000 of USDT for GFAM. So it has to pair to $357,000 of GFAM. So now you've got $714,000 that was injected as liquidity for GFAM. And the same thing with MoveQuest. There's still $357,000 of USDT for pairing to MoveQuest, which also has to be $357,000 of MoveQuest. And so both pools are getting $750,000 of liquidity because the community went out and shared it with 300 people. That is pretty amazing, if you ask me. Now, if the community grows, and this is just using the ecosystem, this is just using the evolution. We're not talking about the daily submissions as the community grows. Let me just show you what 10,000 people would do, okay? It would drive the market value to $2.75. It would add $23.8 million to each liquidity. That's 10,000 people. Okay, people have always said, well, we would really love it if you'd give us just realistic numbers. Folks, this is realistic numbers right here. You know why? Because this is a self-funding ecosystem. You know how long it would take us to get a community to add $23.8 million to the liquidity pool? If that's the way we did it, based on all your other projects that are on the market for crypto, it would take forever. But just building the community, it's going to generate that in liquidity because they're going to upgrade the miners because they want to get to the Omega. So I hope everybody understands, what is this platform? So what is the direction? The direction is we're done with all of the Omega promos. Now we're into our ecosystem. That means our builders, because I got a list of questions today from Brandon, because I asked him specifically, would you give me a list of questions that you're getting? Because Brandon does our presentations during the week to share GetFit with all of you. And he did give me a list of 8 questions. What's next now that the old promo is over? Well, now we're using the ecosystem. So you are building in the liquidity for your tokens. Now let's just say each person shared this with 5 people, okay? What is your commission? You could make, if you're building a team, okay, this isn't direct commission. Well, I guess kind of it is. It's basically stating that it's direct, which I'm going to get on the direct commission here in a little bit. So you could earn $1,706 in commission. That's what would be paid out for those 5 sales. And it's also adding liquidity. It's also driving up the market value of the token. Now, if you earned $1,706 in commissions today, let's see what it would be at when you get down here, okay, when there's just 1,200 people. You've got a token value that could be as high as $500 or $5, okay? Now, the reason that it's showing higher here in these levels is because I've added back in the alpha, the ultra, to the Omega, which I didn't have when I was showing you those first. I was only giving people the ultra, so if people only came in, upgraded from primary to ultra. But I've added in these other fields, so it adds a lot more value to the market. Now you up here, you earn commission at 0.002 cents. Now you times that by a market increase of $5. Do you know how much money you just made building the community when the market value of the token is this low compared to when the market value of the token is $5 or $11? Right now at 0.00111, okay, if you've got $1,700 worth of GFAM, $1,700, and let's divide that by 0.00111,455. You've got I mean, that's ridiculous. You got 1,525,279 GFAM. Now let's say that you didn't sell it until it hit $4. Times that by $4. Do you see what you made? That's $6 million. Are you going to be able to cash out $6 million? Well, it all depends on what's in the liquidity pool. Probably not, because if the liquidity isn't high enough, and at that level, you know, I'm not sure what the liquidity would be because I've got different numbers plugged in here, 5, 10, 100. It's not really given a good correlation of build right here because of all the different figures I have. But you'd be able to cash out a good million or more, and you just shared it with 5 people when the price was at 0.0011. I really fail to understand why people are not seeing this. You want to build it when it's at this price. Why? Because you're getting that GFAM at such a low price at no cost. You're building the community and you're earning commissions, and we're driving up the market value to prices that would be unprecedented in the crypto space because of the self-funding ecosystem. There's not one of you here that couldn't become a millionaire in less than 6 months, not spending anything aside from your own software and going out and building the community. There's not one of you on this presentation right now who could not become a millionaire in 6 months or less. Not one of you. That is how powerful this project is. But if everybody is just waiting for the market value to go up, well, it ain't going to happen. Everybody's got to understand how the system works. The next one, when is the launch of challenges and events? So we are still working on the challenges. It is, and if you guys go look at any of the other move to earn apps, you'll know that it's them that create the challenges. To be able to create your own challenges, charge your own entry fees, and all the different things that are going to be able to be done with the challenges. It uses 4 separate contracts, that are communicating with each other. They pay out in real time. Even when you create these challenges, join these challenges, there's still no person who is the custodian of the winnings or the funds or anything else with those challenges. It is the smart contracts that are managing that. So we are currently testing all of this right now. And it should be done. I know we keep telling you this, it'll be done in a day, it'll be done in 2 days, it'll be done in, a week. When we give you those projections, honestly, that's what it's projected at that time. But we test everything as though we had 2 to 5 million users. And so once we start getting up into that higher user base, even if there's not a bugginess to it at 1 million users, one of these bugs may surface at the 2 million or the 3 million simulation. So then we have to go back and we have to debug that and then run that simulation again. So making sure that all of this works seamlessly with no issue. If you guys understood the number of contracts that communicate with this app to make sure everything runs and is done efficiently, you would probably understand. It doesn't make it any easier. Trust me, I get as frustrated as probably all of you do because they're not ready yet. But it is very close. I can't tell you if it's going to be a day or a week. All I can tell you is that it is very, very close, and it's going to be amazing when they're here. The launch of the leasing, that's actually easier than the challenges. The problem is the community hasn't really gone out and built up any demand for the leasing of those miners. So that really is based on our community. When our community really starts to see the value in this project and they start going out and sharing it, and we start building and seeing that community growing, that's when we'll be able to introduce the leasing, because the demand for those miners are going to be there. Right now, we really wouldn't have a demand for those miners. So what I'm hoping is that once everybody gets the full idea behind what GetFit is and you understand this, that we'll start to see this turn around. People will start sharing it, and we'll start, seeing that growth in the community, and then we'll be able to introduce the leasing. The leasing was much easier to develop than the challenges were, and so really the leasing is all based on what the community does. So once our community starts to grow, it doesn't have to increase by a lot. I mean, if we can just get a community of 10,000 people, we're golden for the leasing, and we could have 10,000 people using this app in a day or two. With people sharing, the benefits that you're having from it. You know how many people tell me how wonderful it is that they've been using this app, the weight they've lost, the healthier they feel, all the benefits that they've received. Yeah, it makes me feel wonderful to hear all that, but it doesn't do any good if I'm the only one hearing it. You need to share that with everybody else of how, these benefits have affected you and your life on a health level. Okay, so how are we incentivizing the builders in the comp plan? So guys, you know me. I'm one of these people, and I like to have everybody be the same way with me. I just tell it like it is. So we've been doing nothing but incentivizing our builders to build this app. With all of the Omega promotions that we've done, with the unlocking the mining dock slots and allowing your network of people to be able to claim 7 primary miners for free, to be able to, mint and craft 7 new primary miners for $525. You're earning those commissions while the market value is so low right now. Like, you could just going out sharing it, like I said, with a handful of people can make you a millionaire very, very quickly, because you're building the community, which is, adding to the liquidity of the market value of those tokens. And so I think that we have done a phenomenal job of incentivizing our builders through our compensation plan, to the point that we've started to revisit whether we even should do a compensation plan, because we have given so much incentivization that if the motivation isn't there, do we have to readjust and see what is it that we're doing wrong? Are we using the wrong approach? Do we really need this piece in here? Because if everything that we've given to our builders isn't motivation enough, I don't know if there's anything we could do any better to motivate our builders. So do we remove that piece and we just focus on, doing a 3 or 4 level commission structure, so that people who are helping us build the community, they make really good money on their direct sales, where we could do, 25, 35, 45% in those commissions? Do we only just do a direct commission? We are also doing white label for different companies who are now going to be bringing in their communities once we get this piece completed. And so we'll be offering them incentives for their communities to build. So we won't really be focused on a compensation plan. It'll be those other companies that have these teams already that will be paying out these commissions. This way, we're not competing with other companies who are going to be using our app. We really, really were looking forward to this being, the big kickoff with all of these incentives that we've given our builders. And now, like I said, I'm the type of person like, okay, if this isn't working, I'm going to shift and I'm going to find out what is going to work, and then we're going to make that happen, because GetFit is going to the moon with or without the, people building it right now. I will do everything in my power to adjust and make sure that this app is the most successful app on this planet. I don't care if it takes me the next 50 years of my life. I won't live that long. If it takes me the next 45 years of my life, to get it done, this app is going to be the best app on this planet with the highest user base, because it is just that incredible. Now, when will MoveQuest get listed? Again, we have that liquidity raise on the MoveQuest token, and it would have been listed right away. We just didn't sell all of the tiers. Now remember, this isn't a pre-sale of token. There's a difference, okay? You've got your projects that do that pre-sale so they can start development of a project. We're already developed. This was a liquidity raise, and so when they sell, then we will get that token listed. So right now, we did increase it to $1, and it takes $180 of MoveQuest to unlock the mining dock slots. So again, you know what that takes? It takes a community of 13,000 people, and then that MoveQuest would be sold. Now, at this rate, we would be listing the MoveQuest token above the $2 mark, okay? It would probably list at closer to $2.30. Now, if we run any promotions to allow the existing community to buy the MoveQuest at a lower market value, we may do that here and there. I might even do it today if there's people that still want to get it, just to be able to get it in circulation. Right now, there's only about 500,000 MoveQuest in circulation. That is an amazing low number. I love it, because that means that the market value is going to go through the roof. Using it the way we are right now to unlock those mining dock slots, if you think about this, You're bringing in the USDT and it's bringing back in the MoveQuest. That MoveQuest is in circulation only through liquidity injection. It's actually quite genius. I hate using that word because I'm not claiming to be a genius, but the whole thing there with the MoveQuest is actually a very genius way to do it. If you think about it, you're buying the MoveQuest to unlock the mining dock slot using USDT. And when you unlock the mining dock slot, what's it doing? It's putting that MoveQuest back into the smart contract for the mining dock. So now you've got the USDT from the purchase of the MoveQuest, and you got the MoveQuest back in the mining dock contract. And so now you're getting double the liquidity. There's 2.3 million MoveQuests that are still available. That's 2.3 million in USDT paired to 2.3 million in MoveQuest, which sets the market value at $2.30, and it would be providing $4.6 million in the liquidity pool. Now there's incentive for our builders right there. Think about that. You're going to be mining the MoveQuest token. People are buying it right now for $1. And as soon as it sells out, it's going to list around the $2.30 mark. Could even be higher than that, with almost $5 million in liquidity. To me, that's incentive for our builders. And even for people who aren't builders, sharing it with your friends and your family. Plans for adding liquidity. Well, again, liquidity is added through the ecosystem, all through the promotions. We were not using the ecosystem. And when we inject liquidity that is in the cold storage for that liquidity, it's going to be added when we can see that community starting to drive up that market value. Right now, think about it, guys. If the only activity on the exchange is selling the GFAM, why would we want to inject the liquidity to pad it for sellers? We want to pad it for people who are buying that token and who are mining it so that it maintains a market value. I don't care to maintain a market value of 0.00111,455. Do you guys? I don't. I mean, if they want to sell it at 0.00111,455. What I want to do is see that token go up to 25 cents. I want to see that token go up to a penny. I want to see it go up to 2 pennies. We start seeing it go up to a penny, to 2 pennies, to 3 pennies. That liquidity injection, boom, goes in. Now, the ecosystem itself, that's managed by smart contracts. So when people are minting the miners, they're evolving and upgrading the miners, and they're docking them, and the community is growing through the submission. That's automated. That'll go in. That's a percentage that's already set aside, and that goes in. But we've just started using the ecosystem about 2 weeks ago, and nobody is using it because they don't understand it, I don't think. So hopefully now you guys understand why you want to go out and start building the community, because that's when you're going to become wealthy. And right now, you guys, think about it. 0.00111. You know how many tokens, how many GFAM you can purchase right now? And knowing how this ecosystem works, you can almost guarantee yourself that you can make yourself a millionaire just buying them at the price they are right now and holding on to them. That's why I don't understand the mindset of people who are selling them at this value. They are millionaires in waiting, but they can't wait, and so they're selling them. To me, that's kind of it's kind of a double-edged sword there. You kind of want people to hold off, so it can build up, waiting for the community to go out and really start driving this project. Like, just don't sell them until everybody decides to go out and start, driving this up. But then on the other hand, I'm like, hell yeah, sell them. Sell them at 0.001, because I would rather see somebody sell 100,000 at that price than 100,000 when it hits 10 cents or 20 cents or $1, because then that's taken away from those of you who are holding it. Because those of you who are holding it now, the people who are selling it now, they're just making your GFAM more valuable down the road, if you really understand the concept of all of this. And then plans for adding the crypto education. So, okay. The crypto education is extremely important. And there's also a lot of work that needs to go into getting that implemented properly on site and making sure that everybody has got access to it. But that's going to lead me into what we're going to explain next. The travel to earn. Are you guys all ready for this? we're ready to release the travel to earn. And our plan is to have this done by the mid to end of August. But we have to drive this community in the right direction in order to bring out the travel to earn. Do you guys realize we are the only project in the entire world that has a decentralized travel to earn platform? We are the first to market. The last thing I want to do is kick our own butts because the community is not driving this project, so that we end up being first to market but last to success. Does that make sense? So guys, we really need you to get involved. Like, we really need you to get motivated. We really need you to share this phenomenal, amazing project. And if you don't, well, this is what you have, okay? I cannot stress that enough. We are not a pump and dump, fake it till you make it project. We are the real deal. We're not here to, give a false impression of what this project is. This project is transparent, in your face. This is what you have. A little community, little liquidity. And that's just the way it is. People sell and not buy, well, then you've got a low market value on your token. Community waiting, well, liquidity and token value is waiting too. It is a true, genuine, community-driven, self-funded ecosystem. Now, the most exciting thing that we are going to be announcing is Move Quest. Okay, GetFit Mining does not encapsulate travel to earn. So we are going to be rebranding so that we have both systems in one application. Move Quest. Move Quest will be your proof of physical activity, move to earn, and the Move Quest will also have the travel to earn in the system. It'll have a brand. It's going to all be rebranded, new look, new feel. So here's my challenge to all of you. During the integration and the new rebranding of our system, which is due to be released to the middle to end of August, based on our community engagement, we really need to start building this application. We need to really start building this community. So my challenge to you is to go out there and let's make it a point to start sharing this, so that when we kick off the Move Quest, we've got power behind us and we are ready to take this to the top. Move Quest is going to be hot, sexy, sleek. It's going to be, inviting and welcoming, and it's going to be seamless, and it's going to work amazing. You guys have not even seen anything yet, what we are doing at the moment. And it's going to be quite amazing. But this project is only as amazing as the community makes it. We've provided the tools. You guys have to provide the community. You provide the community by sharing your excitement with others. And so we're on our first quest to really drive in the community, to share what this app is. Now, we have an app update that hopefully will be out tomorrow or Monday. It got submitted a little bit late in the day and yesterday. So on the weekends, it sometimes takes a little bit. It got sent back to us. We had to fix a couple of things in it. And so now it's back. It's been, resubmitted to the app stores. And so hopefully once it's been approved and validated, it'll be made available to all of you guys. Now, we've added some really awesome features to this update. So when you get this update, be looking forward to that. It's going to have a lot of features in it that you haven't seen, like little jingles and noises when you've reached certain fitness goals and achievements for the day, when you've made money. It's going to have the ability to share what you've made from your physical activity on all the different social media sites. It's got a lot of fun things that have been added to it. I'm trying to think if there's anything that I have left out. I've got all these notes and things to share with people. But I think that's it for right now. So I know I've gone over by about 7 minutes. I was going to keep this just to 1 hour. I think I did pretty good. I'm going to stop sharing. Oh, no, here's what I want to show you real quick. One more thing. When you go to the app, or you can do this on the website, and you can do it on your device if you go in through your DApp wallet. Guys, this is about as simple as it's going to get, okay? If people don't understand crypto or they're not familiar with the Binance Smart Chain, we will do everything in our power to help them, okay, get started. But YouTube, you can get a college education over there. If you don't know how to create a MetaMask wallet or a Trust wallet, go to YouTube. It will tell you how to do it. If you don't know how to fund a wallet, go to YouTube. It'll tell you how to do it. This is stuff that's outside of GetFit. You got to have, if you're on an Android, you got to use Google Fit. You're going to have to activate Health Connect. That's an Android thing. That's not a GetFit thing. In order for us to get that information, you have to do this on your phone. Go to YouTube. If you don't know how to activate Google Fit has got video after video after, or I mean, not Google Fit, but YouTube. You could find thousands of videos. How do I download Google Fit? How do I activate Google Fit? Health Connect. How do I activate Health Connect? How do I Bluetooth my fitness tracker to my phone? If you guys can get that stuff set up on your own, you're golden, because our setup is simple. That's pre-set up stuff that's outside of the scope of GetFit. We provide customer support to you to help you do that, but honestly, pushing a few buttons on your computer, searching for the topic on YouTube, and you're going to get all of the instruction you could possibly ever want. Those are things that we cannot get away from doing. You have to have a DApp wallet. You have to fund it with BNB. You're going to have to buy GFAM, MoveQuest, and we will teach you how to do this. If you honestly don't know how to do it, come into customer support and they will help you. But do the best you can to get this done, or ask your sponsor. 90% of us that are using GetFit, we are acclimated to how crypto works. We understand it, and we can help you get started. It's simple. Connect your wallet, save your sponsor, create a username, purchase your MoveQuest token. Okay, you just connect your wallet and you make sure that you've got USDT in your wallet. You buy the MoveQuest. You state how much you want. You're going to have $180 to unlock those mining dock slots. Come over here and push a button and unlock that mining dock slot. If it's green, it's unlocked. If it's red, it's not unlocked. Hit OK. It's telling you it's going to take 25 MoveQuest token. And you've got the MoveQuest token in your wallet. Now, I get it. Trust me, you guys. I got started with Binance Smart Chain several years ago. I absolutely hated trying to learn how to use it. I was ready to throw my computer out the window. But once you get a good understanding of it, you'll always be able to use it. You don't forget how to do it. And so it's very beneficial to you to try to stick with it and learn how to do this. Once you've got this set up, you're done. All you got to do is submit and then just do whatever it is that you're doing within the application with challenges or leasing. Once you've unlocked these mining dock slots, guess what? You get to come down here and you get to claim these free primary miners. Now, currently, we've got it set up so that you cannot transfer these out of your wallet. Why? Because you guys, you got to know that if a person can find a way to swindle the system, they're going to. So what do? You're going to, go and open up another wallet. And then what you'd want to do is, unlock a new mining dock slot so you can get 7 more for $180. And then transfer those 7 over to your other wallet. So you've got 14 to get to your Omegas for $360, and this cuts your sponsor out of commission. So we don't allow the transfer of these miners until you've upgraded them. Once you've upgraded them, you can transfer them wherever you want to. And this stops the misuse of our generosity of the free primary miners. So I've had people ask me that too. Well, why can't I transfer them? Well, you can once you've upgraded them to an ultra miner. While we're always looking out for our community, we're always looking out for our builders to make sure that, they don't miss out on any earnings that they should be able to earn. This here, look, guys, we've discounted the primary miner from $100 to $75. Now you can mint more primaries. You're getting 7 for free in the mining dock. You need 7 more. if you want to get to the Omega. So you come down here, you buy 7 more, your sponsor earns some commission, you've got a discount on your miners. Now instead of paying $1,400 for 14 primary miners, you spent $180 in the mining dock slot, and then you've spent a total of $525 for the 7 miners. So now you're getting 7 primaries for $705 instead of $1,400. This is the incentive to our builders to build the community and make some money. And guess what you're getting paid in? GFAM. Take your commission value and find out how many GFAM you would get, and then go to when we have 10,000 users, what GFAM's value is going to be. And you didn't just make XYZ in GFAM, because you just made a whole lot more, because we're driving up the market value of the GFAM. And so your commissions actually could be 5 times, 10 times, 20 times more in value than what they are right now when you actually are building the community. This is where you evolve. Okay. This is, I don't have primaries, ultras in my wallet. I only have alphas there. So I would merge my 2 alphas. I have to have USDT for that. I approve the NFT merge. And really, maybe this doesn't look so much like a button. Maybe it should be a different color. Maybe people don't understand. But you just approve the NFT merge, and you're going to pay the USDT. Guess what? Liquidity. This adds liquidity. This adds liquidity. This adds liquidity. This is adding liquidity because it's going to take the GFAM. It's adding liquidity because it's pulling 20 or 35% out of circulation. I mean, all of this is part of the ecosystem. This is where you dock your miners. So when you click on this, approve the docking, which I've already done that, so my internet connection is probably slow. I add it to the dock. Boom. I'm mining already. If you're new, this is your external wallet. This is your internal wallet that you have to fund with BNB. Copy that spending wallet address, download the app, whichever one you're using, Android or iPhone, and you're ready to roll. Open up the app, approve the permissions for the health, submit your proof of physical activity, and you're making money.